Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we are pulling for Rearmed Marianne. I was not expecting to see her on this banner, but this was a wonderful surprise because she is my favorite Three Houses character. So we can talk about this banner as we pull, but let's go ahead and get started. Well, I was really hoping to just stick to reds today, but that obviously won't always be an option, so I think that we can go with the do what feels right approach. It's really tough because I do want to get Dorothea and merge her up, but she's also a 4-star that's going to be in the regular pool, and I feel like it's a waste of my orbs. So I think that we can just see how things go, but I really do want to stick to reds as best I can because we have to get Marianne today. Like I said, she's my favorite Three Houses character, tied with Claude, and I was so excited to see her on this banner. I think that my only complaint is that she's a flyer and she's not a cavalry unit on Dorte, just because that's something that I've always wanted to see. But generally, I think she's going to be super, super strong. She brings so much value, and I am so happy that she is here. And so if we get to 40 with nothing, of course we're taking her. But I would also love to see Dagr today. I think that she is one of the better OCs. Like, generally, I'm not a huge fan of a lot of them, but I think that she's actually pretty well done. And I think that this particular version has so much value, so I'd really love to get her as well. And then, like I said, I would like to see Dorothea because she is someone that I do want to merge up, but I would also be totally fine with getting her later. And lastly on the banner, of course, we have Ash, and I think he's fine. Like, I don't dislike him. I think he's a perfectly fine character, but I don't really want to spend orbs on him. So I think that since I've covered everybody, we can go ahead and move on to viewer questions. And as always, if I don't get to yours, I am so sorry. I'll try to do it in a future one. And if you think of a question you want to ask me, just put it in the comments with #question, and I'll be sure to put your question on my list. And so our first question today comes from Wyglaff. And they ask, I know it's not a fake question, but you said that you just came back from your holiday. So have you traveled? And if not, what would be your dream destination? So, oh, wow, Lucia. You know what? I love Lucia, so I'm happy with this. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus HP. I will take it. And so we will just keep going. And getting back to our very lucky question from Wyglaff, I was starting to say that I am not the most well-traveled person. I live in the US, so most of my traveling is within, oh my goodness, wow. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to see Marianne. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus speed, oh my goodness. I am so happy with this. Like, honestly, if we get 3 stars for the rest of this, I am not going to complain because I am just so thankful that she is here. But I think that we should probably get back to our incredibly lucky question. And I think that I was saying that I'm actually not the most well-traveled person. I am located within the US, so most of my travel is within the States. But I have actually been overseas. I went to Germany when I was a kid, and it was the most amazing experience. Like, I remember seeing the most beautiful castles, and the food was amazing, and I actually got to visit family, and I would love to go back as an adult. And aside from going to Germany, there are a couple of other places I would love to see. I'd love to see Italy, and I've always wanted to go to Japan. I feel like it would be amazing. I'd also love to visit Australia, and I would love to see Greece as well. And I don't know how many of those things would actually happen because I'm actually a terrible flyer. Like, I really don't like to fly, but maybe I'll overcome it because I really want to see those places. But thank you so much for that incredibly lucky question. And let's go ahead and back out, and let's go ahead and answer another one. And this next question comes from Hugo Alvarez. And they ask, what are your most awaited units and what emblem would you like to come next in Fae? So to answer your first question about my most awaited units, like, to this day, my most wanted character is Oswin. And I'm kind of skeptical that it's actually going to happen. I feel like he's not very popular, but he's still the character that I want the most, and I will plus 10 him if he gets added. So yes, I absolutely want to see him. And then as for some other characters that I really want to see, I want to see Zelkov and Franz and Bunet. I think that would be amazing. And as for some characters that are actually in Fae, but like I want them to have an alt, my top characters right now are Sarah because she doesn't have any alt. And of course, I want to see another Lara Shell. And then as for your other question about the emblem that I want to see next, I think that it's still a tie between Lucina and Corin. And then I would also love to see Micaiah as well. But thank you so much for that great question. And let's go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from Oscar or Ozzy. And they ask, what is your favorite football club in Europe and what are your thoughts on aided heroes? So to address your first question about my favorite football club, being in the States, soccer is not so popular, but I actually do prefer like European football to American football. My dad is actually a huge fan, and so I think I have to go with his favorite team, which is Bayern München. I don't watch a ton of it, but when it comes like World Cup season, I'm always rooting for Germany, so I'd say like they are my favorite. And then as for your second question about my thoughts on aided heroes, I really think they're fine. I don't think that they're game breaking. I think it's nice that they give like some extra stats and a nice little accessory, but I don't think that they change the game all that much. And I'm kind of a little bit burnt out with some of the OCs. So like, I don't know if they're going to do aided heroes that are not OCs in the future, but personally, that is what I would like to see. But thank you so much for that great question. And let's go ahead and answer another one. And this was actually a question asked by two different people. So this comes from Gold1337DX and Kim Gallerport. And they both asked what characters I want to see. Oh my gosh, we got another one. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy to see her again. Okay, let's check this one. And she is plus defense. Oh my goodness. I am so happy with this. And you know, we will just keep going. And let's go ahead and get back to this very lucky question that I don't even think I got all the way through. So Gold and Kim both asked what characters I want to win CYL this coming year. Oh my gosh, that is so many blues. You know what? I'm feeling like we should just pull a blue and see if we can get Dorothea because I would love to start a merge project. But let's go ahead and get back to our very lucky question. And I think that I was saying that for CYL, if I had my choice, I would love to see Diamant and Xander win for the males. I think that Diamant is like an actual possibility. I really thought he was going to win this past year. So I'm really hoping one of the two gets added this coming year. And then as for the females, I think that my most unrealistic choice would be Lara Shell. Like I vote for her every single year and I know she's not going to win, but she would still be my number one choice. But as for like a realistic pick, I would love to see Ivy win this coming year. She was another one. I was like super surprised that she was not there. So hopefully this is going to be her year. And oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm so happy we pulled this blue. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus speed. I am so happy that we did this. And so we will just keep going. And getting back to our very lucky question, I was saying that I think that Ivy has a good shot. And one other character that could like maybe make it in the next year or two would be Alencia for me. But thank you so much for that incredibly lucky question. Okay, please be Marianne. Okay, smoke. And we get a stall. Okay, so let's back out and we can go ahead and answer another one. And this next question comes from Chronakos. And they ask, how does it make you feel when all the Fae analysts say Legendary Xander is a bad unit? I have a plus 10 Legendary Xander, so I'm hoping his refine makes him the strongest cav in the game for a hot minute, like with Legendary Seliph. So to answer your question about how it makes me feel, like I don't love it, but I understand it. Like I will acknowledge he has been completely power crept, but to this day, I still get a ton of use out of mine. Like every time, oh my gosh, we got her. My goodness, I'm so happy to see Dagr. And we get a blue thing and an 8. Let's check IVs. And she is plus attack. Oh my gosh. That is so good. And so we will just keep going with this very lucky question. And I think that I was saying that for Legendary Xander, I still bring him to Arena every single time that it is his season, and he can still take care of things for me. I think that it's mostly because I've given him everything under the sun that I could possibly give him. But I still think he's like a jack of all trades character, and with a lot of holy smokes, oh my gosh. My goodness, I cannot believe we got another one. Oh, and another blue thing? Let's check this one. And this one is plus defense. I am incredibly happy with this. Okay, let's see if we can get a third Dagr. Okay, never mind. And we get an ego. And you know what? We might as well pull this screen. Why not? It could be a surprise Ash. But getting back to our incredibly lucky question, I think that I was saying that even though I understand why people say Legendary Xander isn't the best unit, he is still #1 in my heart because I love him so much. But thank you again for that incredibly lucky question. Okay, please be Marianne. Okay, smoke. And we get a Morgan. All right, so let's go ahead and back out, and we have a couple pulls left, and I think at this point we should just be efficient and try and get to 40. But let's go ahead and answer another question, and this comes from Scrub J League, and they ask, on the same vein as your favorite lords, what are your favorite male and female player characters throughout the franchise? So if I have to pick my favorite male character, it's actually super easy. I would go with Male Byleth because his voice actor is one of my favorites. He does the most amazing job. And then if I have to pick my favorite female avatar, it's actually much tougher. I think a lot of it is because I almost always play as the female avatar, so I have a lot more attachment to them. But if I have to pick just one, I would actually go with female Corrin because I think she's a very lovable character and I really enjoy her design. But I will also say honorable mention to Alear and also to Robin. But thank you so much for that great question. Oh my goodness. That is a purple character, but I don't know which one. Okay, it's Berkut. I'll take it. And we hit 40. Let's check IVs. And he is plus speed. Sure. And so now we can go ahead and do our spark. And of course we have to take Marianne because she is my favorite. Oh my gosh. I am so thankful that we're able to get 3 of her today. And we get the thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end things here. I could not be any happier with how this went, and if you guys are pulling on this banner, I hope that you are just as lucky. And I also want to say a huge thank you to everybody submitting questions. You guys keep this channel going, so thank you so, so much. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.